For On BRICs, let's turn to Sam Zhao, who's the director of the Center for China-U.S. Cooperation at the University of Denver. Sam, what is your takeaway so far from what you've heard and seen at the summit?
This is a very important summit for the Chinese leaders to go to Latin America for the two purposes. One is to repair the relationship with Brazil, which during last year's election in Brazil was somehow in conflict, in trouble. China's investments in Latin America, particularly in Brazil, was criticized during the election. After the election, the president in Brazil has changed his position and tried to work with China. So this is a very important opportunity for the Chinese leaders to coin these bilateral relationships. That's one thing. The other, I think, is a multilateral. These BRICs, emerging economies in the world, have played a very important role in the economic growth of the world, and also very important for China for its role as a leader of globalization after the U.S. has withdrawn from the leadership, and also for China One Belt One Road approach. Latin America is a very, very important area, and also those countries, Brazil, India, and South Africa, in this case also Russia, these are very important partners.
So, Sam,
working
let me just interrupt you for a second. I really want to zero in on China's relationship with Brazil at this point. So what changed for Bolsonaro as a candidate? As you mentioned, he was very critical of China. Now they're all handshakes and you saw some relationship. So what happened?
There are many factors. I think the most important one is the economic incentives. China has become the largest for Brazil in the last year, and the Brazil economy has been in some trouble. They really need China to recover from the economic problems. Also, China has been so active in the global scene on geopolitical and economic sense. Brazil needs to work with China. So China's role in Latin America has really increased, although still they have some problems. And for example, mentioned earlier on the Venezuela and Bolivia, all those political issues in the region, China has different positions from these countries, but they have to find solutions and they have to work together. So I think that's from Brazil's side, they have in fact very eager since last year to work with China. And for China, Brazil is a very, very important economy and very important country from geopolitical perspective. So China has jumped in, taking advantage of this opportunity, and they invited the Vice President of Brazil to China earlier this year. Now the Chinese president using this opportunity to visit Brazil is a really big step, I think, to improve relationship.
Understood. Okay, so much of the focus at this summit is on technology and innovation. What does this mean for Huawei in Brazil?
I think that's a very important issue here because stop Huawei and high-tech companies in their allies countries. Brazil is a very important ally of the United States. So it could promote Huawei and also Chinese technology innovation in Brazil and also in other countries in this area. That would be a big jump for the Chinese tech companies. I think China has been doing really well in this front. The U.S. has tried to stop these countries from using Huawei technology and also try to stop Chinese technology in general. But China has been a leader, as you showed, that of the global technology innovation. Although China has its own problems, but in certain technology, 5G, case by Huawei, has been very also in terms of cost, much less than the U.S. technology. So for China working with these countries, it's a win-win situation.
All right.
So it's very important for China.
All right, Sam Zhao, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you.